Hi.
Good morning. How are you, Sharon?
I'm good. How are
Okay.
you?
I'm here,
You're here.
trying to be present.
I can't help but look at your beautiful, the colors of your hat, and your jacket, and the scarf, your pants, the shoes.
And you know what? All of it is thrift store. All of it is repurposed.
Love
People get rid of it. The only thing that I bought is the shirt, and that's from Temu, which is like $10.
That's amazing.
So.
But you bought the shoes.
No, the shoes I got through the Jewish Council. They have their auctions.
Yeah.
I think I got them for a $20 bid. And these are I wore them. I wore them to shop. I wore them somewhere, and the guy stopped me in the store, and he said, "Oh, that's such and such sneaker." And I said, "What?" So these were sold two pair together. This is the complementary pair to another pair, and there's some designer. So this is the tiger thing on the belt.
Oh, that's so cool.
And the other one is of course the other one is I think the Flintstones or something. Or other.
Oh,
Yeah.
you scored.
Always score here in Los Angeles. Well, in Los Angeles at the thrift stores, the stuff people give away is criminal. Well, it's good that they give it away rather than throw it away.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah.
And I call the Jewish home for.
Huh?
I always call the Jewish council.
Uh-huh.
I call them the ladies.
Uh-huh.
From
Well,
baby
that's
steps to the ladies.
well, I call them my therapists.
Oh, good.
They're my therapists because I go there and I get lost in other people's lives. See,
Ooh.
that's my attraction to thrift stores.
So, can you tell me a story that came out of being in the thrift store?
A story that came out of being at the thrift store.
Like something that, like being in somebody's life.
Well, just about everything. I mean, I look at these things. I'm very much attracted to things from Vienna, from Germany. I don't collect. I amass things, and I have a little accumulation of copper and brass objects, mostly kettles. Sugar bowls, things like that. And these are things that I am sure somebody's grandmother or great-grandmother, as they were fleeing,
Yeah.
because that's what this is about, what they were fleeing, she grabbed the kettle to make the tea and threw it in the box or in the sack that they were carrying.
Right.
And so it gets here. I just found one a few days ago, and they're beautifully made. They're black when I get them, but then I clean them up, and so
People probably don't even know the value of the material.
No. Well, I think that someone probably, the scavengers would buy it for the scrap.
Yeah.
They would take the kettle and smash it and whatever and do it for that. But I buy it because I know it's a beautiful piece and something. It has a story.
Yes.
One time I was at the Jewish Council, and I don't understand, well, I guess it's because age, these people don't know what these things are or were.
Yeah.
I always go looking, I never go looking to find something. But I went, and in the back of the shelf, I see this beautiful little brass canister. And I knew it was from Vienna, probably from 1910. And it was brown because it oxidized. And I take it home, polish it up, and it's beautiful engraving and everything. Yeah, I have a lot of stories like that because I find these things and they look like nothing. People come over like to our house and they see this and I say, "Oh, it's from the thrift store." "Oh, I want to go shopping with you. And No, I do. No, I invite people to go shopping with me. But when people go to shop at thrift stores, they go to find something.
Right.
I don't go to find something. I go there, as I said, to experience and to, to kind of like get lost. And so I find something, and it helps to have a little bit of art history
A lot.
in your head. But I had a friend who passed away, and he established a museum and whatever, and we used to go shopping at these in Pomona, to these consignment malls and everything else. And my deal with him, or our deal, was that if I found something that I knew he would be interested in, I would show it to him. I would give him preference over, buying it, whatever this and that. And we would find stuff. And so, but people go and they're looking and see. I have this odd sense or whatever. I can see something the way it was supposed to look. It could be this black blob of something, and I know, and in my eyes, I see this shiny bronze thing, and that's what most people can't do. That they just see something. Oh, it's dirty, it's ugly, it has a dent, it has a ding. I said, look, nobody on this planet could say that they don't have a dent or a ding. We know. You and I know about that.
Yes.
You and I know about that, and whatever, and being broken. So for me, really, basically, there's very little that's broken, and anything that is broken or cracked can be fixed. I have friends who will not take anything, will not want to buy anything, will won't want to own anything that has a crack or a chip in it. And we're talking about something that's over 100 years old.
Wow.
I say, you get along 100 years and not have a crack.
Well, then exactly. Well, and for me, it's like a political statement. It's like, as we age, we have our nicks and...
Yeah, I don't know anyone who doesn't. Even the most glorious looking, whatever, Joan Collins is almost 100 years old and still looks good. I mean, yeah, she's all cracked and whatever, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And, well, as a matter of fact, Terry, I don't know if he showed you the tray that I entrusted him with, whatever. I asked him to, it's a mess. And we spoke about it, whatever. And, and I told him, I said, look, he was asking me if I wanted it, well, if he could do anything with it, first of all.
Yeah.
How well restored do I want it? I said, look, Terry, if you can get the band in shape, I have the hardware. I don't need an antique to look like it was just purchased from Nordstrom.
Yeah.
So, whatever you can do for me is fine. And that's the way I look at things. That's the way I look at things. And clothing, jewelry, I mean, this is repurposed. This is a shoe clip.
Oh, wow.
It's a shoe clip. It doesn't have the pair, but this is a shoe clip, so I put one of those pin backs on it, glued a pin back on it, so now I use this pin.
It's amazing.
So yeah.
How often do you go to thrift stores?
Well, Louis thinks I go too often, but whenever we can, whenever we try to, like when we go traveling, either to different towns, to Europe or whatever, I try and find a thrift store somewhere.
Yeah.
And Bakersfield, where he's from, the stuff you find there. Every year I take him to San Francisco for his birthday in November, and we go and we stop along the way. We always stop in Fresno to have lunch. Mm-hmm. The things that I have found in Fresno for like nothing. Once I found a pair of handmade blue leather pearlized shoes, men's shoes. There must have been an entertainer's shoes.
Yeah.
And, I'm saying, how did this get to Fresno? And I'm thinking, people travel, people go back and forth, people move, they die, their family gives stuff away.
Or somebody works for somebody and it's left to them and they...
Exactly. I found a beautiful floor-length velvet it's a coat. It's like a cape from some designer in Beverly Hills, in Fresno.
Yeah.
So
There's lots of that. But in LA, everybody knows, what something's worth.
well, a lot of people know, but there's a lot of stuff that people just don't understand. And look, I've gone through things where I already know that some dealer had gone through, and I find gems because for some of these people, they want to find something that they could resell 1, 2, 3. So they don't want to put time or effort or whatever
Right.
into it. So if it's broken, dirty, or needs a piece, they'll leave it. If it's perfect, or if it's close to perfect, they'll take it. But
That leaves a lot of stuff.
huh?
That leaves a lot of stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Well, a lot of stuff goes to these places in good condition, but unfortunately, the people who work there don't care, don't understand. I mean, I've seen stuff tossed across the room that, somebody cherished.
Yeah.
And it's a crime. I used to have a real big problem with out of the closet because they don't do it anymore. But they had a policy where if an item didn't sell during a certain period, because their tickets have dates, they would send an employee up and down the aisles to throw things into a garbage bin. And they're breaking china.
People donating or expecting that.
Yeah, exactly. People are giving it away so that it can go, whatever. And also, these are things that people love. That sort of breaks my heart to see that. I know when I drop dead, all my stuff is going to go somewhere, whatever. It's the same deal.
Yeah.
But while I'm here,
You're enjoying them
I'm enjoying it.
and respecting them.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
I was at the Santa Monica flea market, and I was wandering around. There was a thing that I used to do with my next door neighbors. Their father had built a carom board, and it was like a maze, and you had pool sticks and these little caroms, and they used to have them at parks, but their father built them one. And I see this, and it's the thing I have thought about ever since we moved away from that house. And I go to this flea market, and it's there, and it's handmade. So I buy it for $10. I take photos of the front and back because I stayed in touch with the kids from the next door neighbors, and it was the one their dad built.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Like, what were the odds of that?
You never know. I mean, just things pop up. And that's Cosmos is a very wise woman. She knows what she's doing. So that needed to go back. They needed to go back. So she put it in a place where it went back. We've been to your place, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I could live here 1, 2, 3. and with Terry saying that chair that he found on the street in Inglewood or Compton or whatever.
Inglewood.
It's like, again, people don't realize what things are.
Yeah.
You can't blame people for that.
Yeah.
You can't blame them for that. But what I do blame people for is when they purposely break something because they don't want somebody else to use it. And I've seen that.
That's horrible.
Well, when I worked in Beverly Hills, I worked at a gallery, and we had an office in one of the alleyways there. And right next, the alleyway was shared with, what's his face? Ralph Lauren, and all those stores. And from time to, and they had these huge garbage bins in the back, these big things that get hauled away. And I think it was Ralph Lauren or one of the stores would take the shoes that they would have in the windows that might have gotten faded or something or other, and throw them out. They not only threw them out, but they would cut them.
So nobody could have.
They would destroy them before. And I was like, what's that about? I mean, let somebody go.
What a waste.
Yeah, it's mean. It's mean. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's my reasoning for going to jewelry, everything. I mean, it's just stuff. And here, because there's so much money, there is so much money here in this whole feng shui thing, I mean, whatever. But I always tell people the best time to go is right after award season, because these people who go to those things get those grab bags, the swag bags, and sometimes they just take the watch or whatever they want and give the swag bag to the thrift store, or the maids get it or whatever this and that. So that's the best time to go. That's the best time to go.
That's a good tip.
Yeah. Well, and in New York, it used to be around the Jewish holiday times, especially like up on the Upper West Side when people would do the clean out and they would they would get rid of things. I mean, you would go to the corner, on 80-something Street, whatever, and stuff is stacked. It no longer happens because people are hip to that, and there's not that much stuff left to throw out. But back in the 70s and 80s, the stuff you would find was incredible.
Yeah.
But so long as it gets reused, I like to have, the thought of throwing something in the dump is like, it's a crime. I don't know if you know Liz Gordon from Liz's Hardware on La Brea.
Sure. I used to buy from her when she was at the flea markets.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, she's a big person she collects everything and repurposes it and cleans it up and gives it to artists and stuff like that.
That's great.
You see, that keeps it out of the landfill.
Yeah.
And it makes it usable again. But finding things here is very easy. Finding things here is very, very easy. And you don't really have to know much. You just have to sort of... And for me, always, good design is good design. To me, it speaks.
Yeah.
If it's well designed, it could be full of crud, and you can still see underneath it. I could still see underneath it. So.
Yeah. But you have an eye, so.
I'm sure you're I don't know what that eye business is, I guess that means that I see things the way they're supposed to be, rather than the way they are. So instead of it being a battered and oxidized piece of metal, to me it's what it's supposed to, it's a Brancusi.
Yes.
I don't doubt one day you can find one.
Yeah.
Because people...
They find paintings all the time.
Yeah, all the time. We went to a show a few years ago. It was at some art school up in the mountains. I forget, it's a very, whatever school. And it was a show about 4 men who were artists in the 50s and 60s, whatever. And I was talking to the son of one of them, and they were telling me the story about how one of the guys passed away, and his family couldn't do anything with the garage full of stuff he had, and they just took it and put it in an alley, stacked the paintings in an alley, and walked away.
That's crazy.
Yeah. But it happens here. It happens here all the time. And you're like Penelope, just knitting. It's pretty. And I told you that my mother used to do this.
Yes.
My mother...
Look, grab a hold of this.
Oh, it's elastic.
Yeah, it's elastic cord. That's all it is. Impossible to knit.
It has this sort of, this shininess, like a glow to it.
I love the color, and that's why I chose it for what's above the entryway.
Okay. Yeah, my mother and my baby sister, who's now 70. She's my baby sister. She knits like nuts. She makes everything for everything. Yeah. Oh, this is pretty.
What do you think? What does it remind you of when you look at it?
What does it remind me of?
Yeah, does it evoke an image or an idea or anything?
To me, it looks like an internal organ.
I can totally see that.
like an esophagus or what you call it, a colon.
Yeah, the intestines.
Intestines,
Yeah.
intestines, yeah.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. And so then you're going to deconstruct this afterwards, or you're going to?
No, this is going to be, I bought for that piece out there,
Uh-huh.
I bought a ton of spools of this.
Uh-huh.
So now I'm going to take this piece and I'll go to other places. I might go by myself and just knit and have images, and it'll grow. And my commitment is to use up all the spools.
Oh, okay.
So there'll be urban spots, nature spots. I'll be interacting with people on the street, or I might be alone in nature.
It's awesome. You can wear this.
But it's so heavy.
Yeah.
That's the tricky part, is it's super heavy.
Yeah, well, no, it's interesting. You know, but well, again, I guess we're of the age where we remember in the late '60s and the '70s where this kind of work was women's art.
Yes.
And I studied with Gail Wimmer. I don't know if you know Gail Wimmer.
Don't.
She was one of the big ones in the Virginia area.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Gail Wimmer and Mary Miss. Jackie Windsor was another one.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I studied with Jackie Windsor.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So
She makes incredible work.
she passed away.
Oh,
She passed away like 2-3 years ago.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, yeah. I used to run into her all the time on the subway, because she used to take the subway all the time. I used to run into her, but this is beautiful. And what's the name of the stitch?
This is just a knit stitch. This piece it's just,
Okay.
it's just about the knitting and the material and the activity.
Well, again, my mother used to crochet, and she used to make emblems for the military.
Oh, I think you told me
Yeah.
this.
My mother could take a piece of fabric with nothing on it and give her some thread and a needle, and she could make an emblem.
Wow.
You know, all in the head, whatever it's now. So,
Yeah, she sounds like an incredible woman.
yeah, she was. She died very young, but she was.
Oh, yeah?
My mother was, she was a month shy of her 52nd birthday.
Oh, boy.
But my mother was, she was pregnant for 20 years of her life.
Oh, my God.
She had my first sibling, my sister, was born in 1936, and my baby sister was born in 1956. All total, she had 14 children, 2 sets of twins, and the rest singles. So her body, you know, one is enough.
Yes.
So.
Oh, my God, that is so hard on a woman's body.
So she, so she died very young.
Would you hold the blue up against your orange jacket? Look at that. Oh, my God. That is gorgeous. I love that. Amazing.
Okay, well.
Do you want to leap towards something?
Yes, let's leap toward good health,
Yes.
because we both are
Want that.
want and need it. Okay. So do I?
Here's what we're going to do. Everybody gets a little lesson on leaping. So the main thing about leaping is that you're moving in space. You're not like jumping, you're jumping up and down, you're not going anywhere. So you put one leg forward and bend, and then you transfer this to the front, but you have to leave the air. So watch. Well, you did it. You did it.
Okay.
Want to try one more together? We're leaping towards good health.
It's like that photographer Haussmann. Have you ever heard of him?
No.
The French photographer Haussmann. He in the 50s and 60s, he did this whole series of celebrities sleeping.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, look him up.
H-A-Z.
Halsman.
Okay.
Double N. Haussmann. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Sharon.
Thank you so much for coming.
Okay, well, no, we wanted to come. We're here.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, and we have, What's His Love has his show,
Yes.
we know him, so we're gonna take a look at the, again, without the big crowds.
Yeah, so you can actually see the work.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
Thank you.
Good. Okay. Did Louis leave me?
He did.
So was that all recorded?
Yes.
Oh my God.
We're gonna make a reel of all of us jumping,
Oh, okay.
and then we'll probably do something else with it, but
That color looks very nice.
Thank
That's
you.
a very, very flattering color for you.
thank you.
Do
You
you
wanna
want-
join me?
Is there someone else waiting? Hi, Sharon.
Hi, Lois, how are you?
Good.
Thank you for coming.
Sure, of course.
So we can talk about anything you want, or you can answer the questions, which are, what are you leaping from? What are you leaping towards?
We'll do the questions.
Okay. So what are you leaping from?
The sadness of my sister passing last year.
I'm so sorry.
It was last summer, and I think I have 3 sisters. It was the middle sister. And so I think about her every day.
Was it unexpected or?
No, she had been ill. She had been ill several years from cancer, and then she had for many years in remission and fine, and she had retired. She had been retired for 10 years. She was able to retire very young.
Good for her.
Yeah. So and you know her life just continued to blossom even in retirement. And then it was a year when suddenly she couldn't swallow anymore
Oh my God.
because the radiation had damaged her esophagus and there was going to be no healing from it. So that was it. So for a whole year she was just home. Her world ended. She was fed through a feeding tube and that was it.
I get it.
Yeah.
So what are you leaping towards?
Her arms.
Oh.
When I get together with my other 2 sisters, you know, we visit, go have lunch or something, and I tell myself, my middle sister she had another engagement, that's why she's not with us at lunch. Because she would be there, right? So, and the three of us who remain continue, you know, and all that, but we're always conscious of she not being there, and we talk about her and all of that. We post pictures with her of her, you know,
Yeah.
keep her alive that way.
Do you feel her with you?
You know, my oldest sister made a bracelet. It's a little photograph of her, and it says,
let me see.
I'm always with you.
Oh, that's so beautiful.
And then her best friend, who they've been best friends since they were little girls because we lived in the same block, she gave each of us some beads, a little bracelet of beads. So if I'm just going out very quickly, I always take the beads with me. But if I'm going to go out like today, then I take the beads and the bracelet.
Nice.
But when I get home and I take the bracelet off or I put the beads away, I thank her for going out with me that day. Yeah. So, yeah.
That's how I feel. Like there'll be someplace I'll be and I'll see something and I feel her like my mom or my dad, depending. Like when I watch tennis with him.
Mm-hmm.
His favorite thing is tennis.
And I was talking with a friend of mine And she was saying how each day she tries to remember to do a very short list of the things that she's grateful for each day. And she starts off by writing the date. And she says, so the other day I wrote, you know, July 3rd, or I think July 2nd, she said. And then she realized it was the anniversary of her brother's passing. And I said, well, you know, July 2nd was the day that my sister passed. And she didn't know my sister, and she didn't know that my sister had been ill or anything. And I've known this person since the 1970s. We've been friends. But, so she was sorry to hear, she gave her condolences. And she says, you know, the thing about losing your sibling is that they are your witness to what has gone on in your life.
All the way back.
And because, you know, you can ask them, hey, do you remember when mom did this or dad said that or this happened? And they'll either collaborate and say, well, it wasn't quite like that. This happened, you know.
Yeah.
And my friend said, you know, because it was just the two of them, she and her brother. And she said, you know, I don't have that now. She goes, but at least you still have your other two sisters that you can still go back to, and the three of you can do that still with each other. So,
Yeah, that's hard.
and that was comforting. You know, it was just by chance that we were talking and that conversation occurred.
I find that, especially with my mom, that like the day before her anniversary of her passing, I'll be in this awful state, and then I'll realize, oh yeah, this was the day before, and I'm already getting ready for the anniversary.
So, but you know, my sister, her birthday is in June, and so when she turned 65, we threw her a big surprise birthday party, and we were able to. Everyone was able to keep the secret. So when she arrived at my niece's house, where the party was going to be, she was totally surprised. She thought she was going to go to some event with my other sisters and their girlfriends. But my youngest sister said, I need to stop at my daughter's house just to pick something up real quick. So they arrived and surprise. And it was great, everybody was there. And then I think the following week is when suddenly she couldn't swallow.
Oh.
And it just, and then that was it. And then a year later she passed away. But at least we were able to give her that party just before she became ill.
Yeah, a
and
really
homebound.
happy memory.
Yeah. So anyway,
Well, so shall we leap into your sister's arms?
yeah.
Let's do that. I don't know if you heard how you leap, but I'm going to demonstrate. So leaping is moving forward, it's not in place, right? So it implies leaping into your sister's arms. So you put one leg forward and bend the knee, and then you kind of push off both legs, and you want this leg to move forward. So it's, you want both legs up in the air at the same time. And we'll do it together. Ready? Let's go.
Oh, you left?
We left. So good. Thank you so much.
Again, that's a relief.
Yeah.
That's a relief.
You know, it looks like a painting, but it also looks like a
Because a lot of my work, even like those pieces and paintings, start with photography. And so sometimes it's about the relationship of how to explore photography and take it in another direction. That definitely is.
Thank you, Sharon.
Thank you.
So it's just today, it was yesterday and today,
Yesterday
it's going to
and
be
today.
this Friday. And then you're going to edit and do whatever.
Exactly.
And when's that going to premiere? Sometime.
Ask her.
Oh. Now, are you part of the project, or is this a separate?
No, she's.
No, I am her. She is me.
Yes.
Oh,
We're a team.
okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Now, is
And
this,
the museum's gonna give us some footage too, so it'll, but you'll.
You should have seen it yesterday. There were like 6 cameras going on at the
Really?
same
Yeah,
time.
people were afraid to walk in the room.
It was.
oh, okay, well, good, got to be receptive.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're glad we made it.
Yeah.
I'm really grateful that you made it. Thank you.
Okay?
Yeah.
So, good luck with it.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Okay, bye.
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 I love it. So cool. Do you wanna, either of you wanna? Okay. So fun. I love your sweater.
Thank you.
Did you make it?
Yes.
It's amazing.
Thank you.
Look at how gorgeous that is.
It,
Hi.
it was the first one I made, so
Nice. My name is Sharon. What's your name?
I'm Mel.
Hi. So what this is we can either just have a conversation about anything you want to talk about, or the two questions I've been asking people is, what are you leaping from, and what are you leaping towards?
I think I'll ask those questions because it gives me a bit of structure.
Yeah.
I grew up very insecure and very like put down, talked down to, very treated like I had to know my place. And it's when I first was 18 and I was first going out into the world and being an adult, it was hard to have a lot of confidence in my decisions, have a lot of confidence in what I wanted to do and who I wanted to be. And I recently kind of had something push me forward to be like, just live your life. Do what makes you happy. Make yourself happy. Don't focus so much on making others happy or meeting expectations. Do what you feel you need to do for yourself. And so I think I'm more going towards that, building the confidence in myself, and allowing myself to live my life the way I want, and not being afraid so much if I'm gonna disappoint or upset someone else, and not worried about being embarrassed in who I am and what I do.
Yeah. Yeah. I totally understand that, because I was just telling Taya the other day that I felt like I had to hold myself back as long as my parents were alive, because they had very specific ideas about what was proper,
Right.
and I was definitely not proper. And my father would say, you're definitely not living a normal life.
Yeah.
And we were like saying, yeah, excellent. And he was like, no.
Right. And for me too, it's the fact that I'm queer, and my family's not a huge fan of that. But especially when I was 18, it was so like, I'm gonna be queer, and it was more of a outward statement to my family.
Yeah.
Whereas now it's more of just like, it's just a fact of my life, and there's other things that make me who I am, and I'm focusing more on branching out into those paths as well.
Yeah. What do you feel is the most authentically you?
Loud. Spontaneous sometimes. Sometimes there's rigidity, like, because I do theater, and so there's things that you have to do, and there's times you have to be places. And
Yes.
that structure gives me purpose, it gives me meaning. And
Well, it's a
then there's-
structure you're choosing, it's not one that
Exactly.
imposed on you.
And whereas there's spontaneity in like, I can make funny voices and like do funny actions. I can dance outside in public and not worry about people looking at me, and
Yeah.
walking around crocheting and knitting or wearing my pieces and not being afraid of having the right answers when people ask me about it
Yeah.
is
My favorite answer now is, that's a really interesting question. I put it back. I
right.
don't have an answer for it, but it's a good question.
Exactly. And so it's just being my authentic self it's hard, but it's something I really want to do. And I think that's also part of it. Is
I mean, what's life if you're not being your true self?
exactly if I'm consistently playing towards what will make my family happy, is that gonna be me happy? Or is it just gonna make me complacent? Is it just gonna make me safe?
Take the
And-
heat off of you.
Yeah. And is safe worth it over being happy? Exactly.
No.
And so I've been working towards that, and so especially when I heard that you were having this exhibit, it made me so happy because fiber arts was something that connected me to my family when I first started. My grandma taught me how to crochet and knit, albeit it was a hard one.
Uh-huh.
But she taught me originally. We were making doilies, and it was one of the first times that I kind of had pride with my family, and my family looked at something I made and went, "Oh, that's really nice."
Yeah.
And so it started in that rooting, and then I started to do it more and more, and I built up my own confidence in myself. And even if my family was like, that's kind of a lot of work,
Right.
or was like, well, what's the point of making this tiny little whale? Like, who is it for? And stuff like that. Even if they weren't too keen on what I was doing and spending my time doing, I still made sure that I was proud of myself for what I did because it was big to me. Like making this sweater took about 10, 12 hours for me.
That's fast.
But
Don't you think that's fast?
I'm not sure because I know my pace. I don't know other paces.
Yeah.
I don't know very many people who've made it themselves, but I sit down and I focus on it and I enjoy my time, either it be in silence or it be listening to some TV show or podcast or something like that.
That's my, if it's painting, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
It's all silence, meditation, podcast, TV, music.
Yeah, it's very good even if I do have something in the background. It's work that I can still reflect and be in my head while I do it.
Yeah.
And so I can meditate or like kind of, what's the word? Reflect on my day or whatever's troubling me and have those emotions flow through me while still being productive, doing something I love. And if I get too upset thinking about it, I'm just like, what are the stitches I'm doing?
Yes.
What am I focusing on right now? And I can put myself into that and in the end be proud of what I've made.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
I wrote on my stickies that like this art, fiber art, whether it be crochet, knitting, embroidery, cross stitch, fiber arts in general has been such a point of connection, not just for me to my family, but to other people.
Yes.
Because like at work, there's like 3 of us who all crochet, and it's such a fun thing to talk about, like patterns, see how the different people do it. Like some of my friends, they don't know how to read patterns, and some of my friends,
Right.
but they make their own patterns. They just build stuff. And I do the same
That's
thing where
cool.
I've made patterns from just my basic knowledge of crochet or knitting or whatever it be. And then there's times where I look at a knitting pattern and I'm like, I don't know what's going on here.
It's like its own foreign language.
Right, but then I could look at something crocheted and I could be like, I know exactly how to get this by just looking at what the stitches
Yes.
are and looking at the piece itself. And I can get to from A to B with it. And I think it's a huge connection for me of having that, like being able to talk to people about it and connect to them about the fiber arts.
Yeah.
And also seeing how different ways that people do it and the different ways they show their own pride and contentness with their pieces.
Yeah. It's community. There's a yarn store in Inglewood in LA,
Mm-hmm.
and every Wednesday and Sunday they have potlucks, and like 30 people come and knit together or crochet or do whatever they're working on.
Right.
And it's a total family,
It sounds so nice.
right?
I've been wanting to try to get more of a like knitting or crochet club out here as well, where we can just sit down and do work and spend time and enjoy not only our own personal craft but others and
Yeah.
uplift each other.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to be doing something here. I don't know who the women are going to be. They haven't planned it out yet completely, but they asked me to lead a knitting circle in here
Oh.
where they already know how to knit, the people who are
Right.
going to participate. But I'm going to talk about how I took the knitting to this place so that they might be able to think about how to experiment and play more.
Right, and the creativity with like your pieces and how it's built out to fit spaces in different ways the knitting is typically seen.
Yes.
How knitting is seen as more blocks and very few times plushies and stuff like that, where it's like, or socks,
Yeah.
and it's like what people, when you say you knit, that's what they think of. Whereas you're coming in the space and you're showing your connection with the fiber arts and other people with your embroidery pieces.
And for me, the thing about knitting, and what I turned to it for, was you cut it and the whole thing comes unraveled.
Right.
And for me, that's this. You know, we hurt somebody because we judge them or in whatever way we hurt them. And it's us that we're hurting.
Right. A huge issue I had when I was younger is I had someone who hurt me a lot about the creative things that I would share with them. And it was kind of a point of like, no one can know more than them on these creative things. And I think for me, because they couldn't do fiber arts, I dropped all the other art that I did and dove so far into fiber arts because they couldn't do it and they couldn't tell me I was wrong about fiber arts or I did it bad or something like that. Whereas if I took a photo, if I drew something, it was always not going to be as good as theirs.
Right.
And
Or they were threatened if it was.
yes, and so for me it was a lot of like, now it's building that confidence and reconnecting with those things. I did an art challenge for the first time ever when I kept wanting to do it with them. When I was friends with them, I felt like it was isolating to try to do that with them. And it wouldn't have been appreciated, a fun little, oh, we're gonna compete against each other thing. It would have
Yeah.
been very much unwanted, my participation. And so I never did it, and I knew about it for maybe 7-8 years of our 10-year friendship. And I missed every year until I finally said, enough is enough. I've realized this pattern, like I don't like being around you, you give me so much anxiety, and I've stopped doing all these things I love
What
to
a
do.
brave moment.
It came from a lot of support of the people around me. A lot of them were like, you know, do what you need to do. Even my partner, they still talk to this person, but it's not because, it's not against me.
Right.
It's because they've offered, like, do you want me to not talk to this person ever again? I'm like, no, I want you to have your connections. And if that means talking to this person who I don't talk to,
Yeah.
that's fine.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna not
As long as
speak for
it's
that.
not expected that you would have to engage.
Exactly, and it's not. and that's what's great.
Yeah.
And so it's a lot of it is that like breaking away from that and coming out into this new world where that person is no longer putting that pressure on me,
Yeah.
and I'm able to do my art. I'm able to draw and paint and take photos and do all of this and do fashion and makeup and stuff like that that I'm pretty passionate about without feeling like I will always be less than to someone.
That's beautiful. Excellent.
Thank you.
So what are you working on now?
I'm currently working on a prop. So the piece you saw me knitting, it's for a show called Diary of Anne Frank. We're putting it on in June. I'm stage managing,
Okay.
and it's supposed to be a knitted bag with red heels in it. And I was like, a knitted prop, finally, I can knit a prop. And you know, I'm gonna be super happy when it's done, and I'm gonna be so proud to see it up on stage with all the other little props that I end up making. And
What other things do you use to make props?
well, a lot of cardboard, a lot of cardboard paint.
Because they're
and stuff.
temporary
Right.
objects.
They're meant to be lightweight, stuff that we can just kind of trust the actors won't completely destroy or hurt each other with.
Oh, God.
God forbid, but it's happened.
Sure.
There's not a lot to be made, a lot to be found. Like, we need a chamber pot because
Yeah,
they use a chamber pot
yeah.
in Diary of Anne Frank, since they can't be flushing the toilet during the day when they have the business open. And
Yes.
so, but bar those things, there's things like a music box, and that could just be constructed out of simple cardboard, or books even don't have to be real books, they just have to look like books. Or like a book they're not. So getting books that are going to be thrown out or something and repurposing them for props is always a great thing for us.
Yeah. I have a friend who's coming from LA, and she is a set designer and in theater, not
Right.
in, what is it called? What Maureen does?
She's a performance designer,
Performance design.
yeah, but she does set design mostly, but she also, like, she's had this thing called a pop wagon, which is sort of like
Mhm.
Mobile.
a mobile theater, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, she'll, like, design the
That's so
space.
cool.
And she teaches at LA,
Yeah. CC.
LACC,
Okay.
LA Community College.
I do set as well. It's such a fun thing to like build these worlds.
Yeah.
And it's so different from knitting, but you're still building something
Mm.
with knitting and whatever fiber arts you're doing, you're building, and it's creating this thing that's gonna either transport someone to a different world or bring that world to them.
Mm.
With there's a lot of pieces of like characters from movies or clothing from movies. I've seen people do full outfits as for cosplay characters and stuff
Oh,
like
wow. That's really cool.
that. Yeah.
So nice to meet you.
You as well.
Anything else you want to talk about?
I think I've answered it pretty.
You definitely
Pretty much
answered
for
the question.
me.
Definitely. You want to leap together?
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
So you are leaping towards, say it concisely, for our leap. How would you say it?
Believing in myself.
Excellent. Okay. So we are leaping in believing towards believing in ourselves.
Yes.
So this is how you leap. It's up and down is jumping, forward or back or sideways is leaping. So it's directional. You put one leg in front and bend it, and then you want to transfer your weight in front on this leg. So but you want to be in air. You don't want to, at one moment, for a split second, it could be that much off the ground, but you can leap as high or as far as you want. So, 1, to one, bend, and leap. Oh, you're a good leaper. You're all to leap well. Thank
It was
you.
nice to meet you. Thank you so much.
Oh, I want to ask you something.
Yes.
Would you like these?
I love these.
They're wool.
Oh, I don't have any pure wool.
So here's your one.
It's beautiful. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Do you want to give it a shot? Ooh, those shoes, nice.
I feel like I'm an NPR.
Exactly. Yesterday I was like, I feel like Oprah. Tell your name.
Alex.
So, is there something you want to talk about, or do you want to answer the two questions?
I'm not sure. Whichever. I mean, I guess the question
Okay.
is easier.
So, what are you leaping from? What are you leaping towards?
I wrote on the sticky note, I wrote from the castle in need of repairs, and I was thinking about my family, because they're not, it isn't, it's a castle because it's built up, and there are good things in it, but there are things that need to be changed within that aren't necessarily, it's not okay right now. And I feel every time I do mention it, I don't dislike my family. I want to know them, but I know there is a lot of stuff and baggage that I'm carrying even if I don't know it. So that is kind of an issue that I'm trying to figure out how to, as much as I can, fix.
It'll take you time.
Yeah.
You're young.
But leaping towards, I guess, the unknown, that feels safer somehow in a strange way.
That's unusual to have the unknown feel safer.
Yeah, more, I guess it's because I know it's not going to be what I'm leaping from.
Yes, anything but that.
Yeah, so it's just,
That's nice.
it's just strange. I feel like I'm not used to being on the receiving end of questions. But yeah, it's just having that sort of not knowing that is, because all those things that we see as bad, like not the unknown, being bored, being unsure of things is usually what pushes us forward. Because I didn't know about this, and then when we came to the museum, what was it, Thursday? We heard about it, so we came back, and it was funny because I haven't crocheted for that long. I learned from my mom and from YouTube. So, but coming here, it was really interesting to see because it was, like you said, you filled the space. It wasn't just things on the walls or just there. It was just being immersive. I don't know, and I enjoy the idea of like how like that piece over there, that it feels like at first you see it and you're like, what is this? And then like as you go farther away, it looks like a fishing net to me. Looks like when they pull it out of the ocean, which I guess that's how it felt before for me, with my family and stuff. And when I started talking to other people about it, it felt like, oh, there's more to this. Or learning about my family, like you're pulling it in, and there's other parts that maybe you don't know or that even other people don't know. And this has just been held for years. That's about it.
What does this remind you of or make you think about?
The ocean, I would say.
The ocean, I love that.
I like that, how you said it was elastic.
Yeah, isn't that great?
Yeah, it's very fluid, as strangely as that sounds. Because when you hold it, it doesn't feel like it would be.
Yeah.
But
It's sideways, it's rigid, and lengthwise, it's
yeah,
very fluid. And that's why I chose this yarn, this elastic cord, for this color, to make that piece outside, so that when it projected the shadows onto that blue wall, you would feel like you were entering an underwater
Yeah.
space.
I think water and the ocean is a lot of a big thing for me because of where my mom grew up. Because she lived on a coastal city in Mexico. So when we went, it was kind of like a coming to Jesus moment where it's like, oh, this is kind of, I'm seeing where I'm from. So it was nice. And at first I was scared of the ocean because the same reason of it being unknown. But then as I got more like closer to it, I found that it was very much, it's familiar, I guess, because it's like we know it's part of nature and Mother Nature, and we have a connection to that.
Mm.
So even as much as the human part of us says, oh, this is not, we don't know what's here, it's scary. But then the other part of us feels that sort of comfort in it that, oh, okay, this is somewhat familiar in a way because it's all connected. At least that's what I think.
Yeah, that's what I'm interested in. That's the only thing I'm interested in.
Yeah, it's sort of just, it's strange to me that people find those things to be scary at the end. Same with space or the wilderness or whatever it is.
Oh, cool.
It's just, it's interesting to see someone, because I like art and I like to make music mainly, but it's interesting seeing someone at your age do all these things that I feel like people always say, oh, I'm too old for it, or I'm not ready for this, or there's always some sort of reason for not doing it.
Yeah.
And people, it's not always, it could be, oh, I'm not old enough for this, or I'm too old for this, or I'm not ready, or something like that.
I don't have time.
I don't have time.
Money.
When am I going to learn? Yeah. But it's sort of, kind of, I think that's why I'm into the things that I'm into, like punk rock and DIY. I feel like at first it was just kind of the aggression, and then later I learned that like in the 60s and 70s, these people were very passionate, very kind people, and very intelligent people. And so it was more of the sense of DIY, of doing it yourself, because no one else is going to. And you can't just wait for that. You have to do it. And it kind of, that area of it and that type of, it was, the music they did was not necessarily because they couldn't do better, it's because they wanted to do something different.
Yeah.
And the same with, that's why abstract art was so like confusing for me. For a long time I was like, what's the point? What is going on?
Mm.
And then slowly, it's not because they can't do better. These people can do amazing things, but they want to try something. They're doing something different. They're trying not to make it, they're trying not to make the immaterial material. They're just letting it be. They're putting out what they are feeling or imagining or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So,
To me, that's the definition of being, when you know you're an artist, is you can't not make art.
yeah.
Right? You've got to be making something.
Yeah, it's funny because for a long time, my parents were upset that I wouldn't finish anything. I would always start projects or do things. And I always had ideas. And once I mentioned, I had a friend that was really good at drawing. I'm not that good, but I would have ideas. And I mentioned one to him, and we're very close now. But he said, I mentioned this idea as a one-off joke thing. The next day he goes, so are we going to make it? And I go, oh, you're serious about making this? And he's like, yeah. And so we started making it. And I've gotten to be closer to these people that push me to be like, yeah, it doesn't have to just be a thought or an idea. It can be a physical
And
thing.
it can be a collaboration.
Yeah, it's that's what I love most about art and stuff, I think. I find it very hard for me to write music by myself. I like being around other people because they give different ideas and it's just more, it's fun that way
Yeah.
a lot of the time, but it's just having those people, I think. A lot of the time it isn't necessarily you or your skill set or whatever it may be, it's the people that you surround yourself with.
Yeah.
Because if you do surround yourself around people who do care and do believe in you, they'll be like, yeah, go do it. There won't be a second thought to it. Where you're going to be the one with the second thoughts. And you're like, well, what is this?
Yeah.
It's just very, I feel like a lot more free now for me with art, because before I used to be, I think, very nitpicky and very like, oh, this doesn't make sense or this. But now it's a lot more of like, oh, it comes in different forms. And if you don't understand something, I forget who said this, but they said the uncomfortable comforts the uncomfortable. Like, it makes, if you're disturbed or you don't feel good in the moment, the things that most people will find as disturbing or uncomfortable, they will find comfort in because they can relate to it or they can understand it. And so it's kind of, I think that's why it's interesting to see abstract art and stuff like that, because it's surreal, and having that surrealness kind of captures the idea of that loneliness, depression, whatever it is. Because I have depressive disorder, and so it helps a lot in hearing people mention it. And that's what kind of bothers me nowadays, that people find it, being angry and like cynical is cool. That's what everyone does. That's what's entertaining.
Well, we've been taught that, haven't we?
And so it's why, as someone with depressive disorder, it's not fun. It's not fun to always be thinking like that. I'd rather feel happy. It's much easier than you think, and it's better for you just having that outlook of being, oh, this is a good thing. And it's hard to teach yourself, after being taught that for so long. But that's why I think it's
So there's almost pressure not to be happy.
yeah, it's everyone's kind of like, no, why are you being weird like that? And I'll tell that to my friends sometimes. I was like, you're such a strange person because you're not strange. You're being a good person, you're being a decent human being, but that's strange right now in the world right now. Because people aren't used to being so trustworthy or not assuming the worst. And so it can be just hard for that type of stuff to happen. And that's sort of like not, oh, everyone's out to get me. Everyone's has a bad intention or is going to do something. Having that sort of trust that we didn't have before. So, but I think that's why this is so interesting, having the trust to be like, hey, come talk. And I know, like, I'll know there's people that will come in and be like, oh, no.
Oh, there's definitely people
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, never mind. But, this sort of conversation is just interesting because I'm doing a podcast now,
oh,
and it's
that's
fun.
why you're not used to being.
Yeah. But it's just interesting to hear other people's point of view on things and how they would see, because it also helps us not feel as alone and feel more, because we all are connected somehow, from somewhere or another. Whether it's whatever you believe in, whatever religion, whatever beliefs you have. If you look at all of it, in the end, we're connected. It's saying we're connected. Whether you believe in Eve, whether you believe God or Buddha or whatever, it's all connected. That's what they're saying. It's all connected.
It's all the same path.
It's all the same, yeah.
Yeah.
You just got here a little differently, or at a different time. It's just.
What's the name of your podcast?
It's because we all came from bigger cities. So I live closer to LA, the Pasadena area, and the other two brothers that do it with me, they came from New York, Virginia.
Oh.
So we named it The City to Live It. But even then, they said their dad had a vision that they should come here.
Wow.
And so when they did, at first it was very hard, but then after, now one of the sons is in competitions and regularly performs at the LPAC. And so it's very interesting to see how, like, again, those leaps of faith are very, very scary, because you're moving halfway across the country to live someplace you've visited on vacation a couple times, and you've only heard things about. And so I find it very interesting that even me moving like up north, and it's not that far, it's so different compared to the bigger cities I used to live in.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a good change of pace though. Very much more. reflective and I can like, it's not so much going on at the same time.
Do you want to leap towards, how did you say at the end? Let's leap towards the end. I'm caught up in my knitting here. There we go. All right, you saw the instructions, right? Oh, you're tall. Ready? Leap. Excellent. Thank you. Likewise. Nice.
Want to see maybe?
Oh
You're so fun because you see people are not on the ground.
It was nice to meet you.
Nice to meet both of you. Thank you so much for coming.
Of course. Thank you.
Knitting and crocheting.
How are you guys doing? Do you guys need anything?
No, we're good. Thank you. Having a great morning.
I brought someone else to write my Post-it notes.
If I leave the Post-it notes after we're done today, do you think people would continue to, with the pens, do you think they would keep
I
Post-it?
think they would. I just double check, make sure that they're okay with us leaving pens here. We
Okay.
don't want people taking the pen and using them in the bathrooms.
Yeah.
I figure if they're gonna mark up the bathroom, they are probably already bring their stuff.
Yeah.
They said, I have
That's
my
true.
own stuff.
Yes.
I haven't gotten to knit because I've been talking, which is really nice.
So that's the same material that you put.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I overheard that. I love that. That's amazing.
Oh, I'm so
When I first came in, I just loved seeing how it like turned blue the sidewalk. And then when you come in and you see it on the, and you start reading about yourself, I'm like, oh my god, this is so beautiful. It matches completely what happened in here.
Oh,
The skylight is just perfect too.
Yeah.
How that worked out.
yeah, that really,
So you needed this room.
I needed this room, that's right.
You guys said that yesterday there was more cameras?
Yeah.
The museum,
Yeah, the whole drawing.
So we have the studio space